Dear viewers, my name is Nasima Torokilova and I am a student at Alatu International University. Welcome to my presentation on nationalism and its importance in the modern world. In this presentation, we will explore various aspects of this important topic and discuss Anthony Marx's contribution to the understanding of nationalism through his work Faith in the Nation. Anthony William Tony Marx is an American academic. Effective July 2011, he became president and CEO of the New York Public Library, succeeding Paul Leclerc. Marx is the former president of Amherst College in Amherst, Massachusetts. Since joining the New York Public Library, Marx has focused on expanding the library's educational programs and increasing public access to the library's ebooks. He also prioritized services for researchers and the delivery of library materials to public schools. Faustian paradox, in the context of Anthony W. Marx means the study of the concept of faith in the nation and its exceptional character. This paradox suggests that nationalism may have aspects of faith or devotion, but at the same time it may lead to the exclusion of certain groups. Conceptual analysis involves examining how national identity is formed through faith, often raising questions about the exclusion of certain ethnic or socio-cultural groups. This allows for a deeper understanding of the complexities and paradoxes associated with nationalism, revealing its exceptional features and possible negative consequences. Historical context plays a key role in the formation of national identity, since historical events occurring in a particular country or region have a huge impact on the identity and experience of a nation. This happens for several reasons. 1. Formation of statehood. Historical events associated with the creation of state entities determine the foundations of national identity. An example is the unification of various principalities into a single state, which becomes the beginning of the formation of national consciousness. 2. Struggle for independence. In the history of many nations, there is a period of struggle for freedom and independence from external powers. These events become the basis for the formation of national heroism and patriotism. 3. Cultural movements and Renaissance. Historical periods associated with the cultural development and revival of a nation play an important role in the formation of national identity. These may be periods of literary flourishing, artificial movements, or national enlightenment. For territorial changes in the borders and status of a territory also have an impact on the formation of national identity. Losing or gaining certain territories can affect one's perception of oneself as part of a particular nation. 5. Historical memory and traditions. Historical memory and traditions passed on from generation to generation play an important role. This includes celebrating national holidays, reading historical accounts and myths, and preserving monuments and national symbols. In general, the historical context forms the basis for national identity, defining its main features, values, and ideas about itself and its nation. Political movements and ideologies have a huge influence on the formation and development of nationalism. Here are some key aspects of this influence. 1. Ideological foundations. Political ideologies such as liberalism, conservatism, socialism, and fascism can support or undermine nationalist ideas in different contexts. For example, fascism is often associated with strong nationalism and the idea of national superiority. 2. Mass manipulation. Political leaders and movements can use nationalism as a tool to mobilize and manipulate the masses. This may be especially noticeable during periods of political crisis or war, when nationalist arguments may be used to justify aggressive foreign policies or repressive measures at home. 3. Formation of state identity. Political movements can actively work to form state identity, including the creation of national symbols, legends, and myths, as well as the promotion of national values and ideals. 4. Political infighting. In some cases, nationalism can be used as a weapon in political struggles for power or resources. Political parties and movements can use nationalist slogans to mobilize their supporters and confront opponents. 5. Impact on foreign policy. Nationalism can have a significant impact on a state's foreign policy, including its relations with other countries. Nationalist ideas can inspire aggressive foreign policy actions or, conversely, lead to isolationism and protectionism. Economic aspects play a significant role in the formation and spread of nationalism, since economic processes and interests often become key factors for the mobilization of national feelings. Here are some important aspects of the relationship between economics and nationalism. 1. Economic crisis and instability. In times of economic crisis and instability, nationalism can be a response to worsening living conditions and loss of economic prospects. In such conditions, people may look for someone to blame for their problems, often turning to ideas of nationality and the defense of national interests. 2. Protectionism and conservationism. Nationalism can be used to justify protectionist economic policies aimed at protecting against foreign competition and preserving jobs. This may include tariffs, import restrictions, and support for domestic producers. 3. Economic inequality and social mobility. Nationalism can arise as a reaction to economic inequality and a sense of social injustice. In conditions where some groups of the population receive significant economic advantages, while others remain marginalized, nationalist ideas can be used to mobilize ordinary people against elites. 4. Identification with economic success. Economic growth and success can help strengthen national identity and pride. Nationalist ideas can be used to highlight the achievements of one's nation and provide support for the continuation of successful economic policies. 5. International economic relations. Nationalism can influence international economic relations, including trade, investment, and financial flows. Nationalist tendencies can lead to tightening government control over economic resources and limiting international integration. Ethnic exclusions. 1. Formation of ethnic identity. Anthony Marx explores how nationalism can promote the formation of strong ethnic identities and erect barriers between different ethnic groups. He analyzes how national ideology can emphasize the importance of belonging to a particular ethnic group, but also how this can lead to the exclusion and discrimination of other ethnic groups. 2. Mechanisms of ethnic exclusivity. Marx examines the various mechanisms that provide and maintain ethnic exclusivity within the framework of nationalism. This may include legislation that restricts the rights and freedoms of certain ethnic groups, propaganda that promotes negative attitudes towards them, and sociocultural practices that reinforce ethnic stereotypes and bias. 3. Consequences of ethnic exclusivity. Marx also considers the consequences of ethnic exclusivity for society as a whole and for individual ethnic groups. It explores how ethnic discrimination and exclusion can lead to social conflict, human rights violations, and inequalities in access to resources and opportunities. He also draws attention to how ethnic exclusivity can undermine the stability and unity of a society, creating division and tension. In conclusion, Anthony Marx's book, Faith in the Nation, is an important contribution to understanding the nature and role of nationalism in the modern world. Through an analysis of the Faustian paradox and other concepts, the author invites us to deep reflection about the nature of national identity and its impact on politics, economics, and culture. The book also challenges the idea of a single, exclusive belief in the nation, opening the door for further research and debate in this area. It is important to continue studying nationalism and its impact on the world in order to develop a deeper understanding and develop effective strategies for managing this phenomenon in the future.